In this episode of Food Service Worker, we're going to be, I'm going to be showing you how inmates make a lighter, makeshift lighter, using some stuff like a battery and a bunch of other things they could possibly use too. Just want to give you a quick disclaimer. Be careful if you're doing this stuff. You can get burned and maybe seriously hurt. I'm not an expert at this. The guys in the Department of Corrections and the county facilities are the experts at doing this stuff. So, like I said, I'm just trying to demonstrate how they do it. So you may ask yourself, where do they get batteries from? Well, stealing them is one way they can get them. If they can steal them from someplace in the facility that uses batteries, that would be one way to get them. And if they're lucky in a facility, they can probably get them on commissary, because they may have a radio, if they're lucky, that they're allowed to have in their little stay where they're serving time at. And they also use a bunch of these batteries too, as a cheap way to charge their cell phones. So they burn their phones in, and they don't always are lucky enough to have an outlet in their cell, so they can't charge their cell phone in their cell. So what they do is they get a bunch of these batteries, your AA batteries or whatever, and they will basically build these together to make them into a big charger. I'm suffering from an upper respiratory infection, so I'm a little congested and all that good stuff. I have some gardening gloves that'll hopefully won't burn the gloves doing this. But I'll demonstrate on how they use these batteries. They can get a little spark from it, and they can light something like toilet paper on fire. I'm not going to burn anything, but I'll show you how they make a spark with it. And just to make it a simplified video, I don't really want to show you me starting a fire with it, especially not in my house, so I don't want to burn my house down. So anyways, they pretty much strip off the labeling of the battery to expose this type of area here. And then, this may not be the correct way, but I found that this kind of works sometimes too. And this gets hot fast. I'm just going to tell you now that when you do this, if you try to do this, it gets hot. So I want to make sure that the camera is going to be able to see this here. I know I burned my finger a couple times doing this, so I'm trying to avoid having that happen again here. So anyways, that right there, I don't know if how you can see that or not, but basically what I did is took this piece of metal, which is just a bread bag clip, and put it on the side of the battery, like right over, I don't know, over here. Maybe you'll see, like right there. Hold that down on the metal of the side of the battery. Then you have this top part over here, which hopefully, if we were able to see, I should be able to get a spark from this. If I get this bent just right, I should be able to get some smoke come out of it and all that stuff. And it's real fast, so they gotta do this real fast, so hopefully they can get the burn here. It's like I got it on the wrong spot over here. I think I still got some plastic on here. Let me see if I can. What happened here is I got some plastic. I'm not really on metal like I thought it was. There's actually some plastic covering this side of the battery. That's why I wasn't really touching metal. I thought I had peeled all the plastic off of the battery, and I didn't. So this battery here has a little bit more plastic that covers the metal on this. By the way, they don't normally have access to needle nose pliers, but since we are at home, we can make a little bit of the process speed up faster this way. So Yeah, strip away some of this plastic on here. They obviously have fingernails in prison because they don't trim their nails and all that good stuff. So me, on the outside, I trim my nails, so I don't have long fingernails. So that being said, it's better just stripping this away over here. Try to get a nice little layer of metal from the battery exposed here. And this plastic stripped away. It's probably like more like tape or something. I'm not really sure what it is. But anyway, that should be good enough. Alright, 6 minutes into this video here, a waste of your time to show you something that could have been edited out. But this is a non-edited portion. This is pretty much sometimes how long it takes some of the inmates to actually do this stuff too, because it takes a little bit of time to do all this stuff in their cell. So sometimes they have to be a little bit faster too. So anyway, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. It's okay, don't worry. Alright, so I'm gonna try to bring this. Hopefully I got enough for the metal stripped away, which you can't really see because my camera focus is like so bad. Holy cake, it's bad on the focus, man. It's terrible. Just like that video, I hate camera phones, man. They can't focus for nothing. Alright, I'm gonna put that wire right on the side of this battery right there. Hold that on the side right there. And then when I plug this down on top of this battery here, hopefully I should get a little bit of smoke coming out of it. And let me see if I can get this down. And then you gotta get real close to it. There, it's starting to smoke. See how it's starting to smoke and there's actually heat coming up? That right there. I don't know if I can get like a burn or not from this. I'm gonna see if I can get this to burn real quick. I'm getting a little bit of a red amber. Y'all can't see on the thing at all. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get this. I got a little bit of the paper right there to burn a little bit. Let's see if I can probably try to put a little bit more next to this toilet paper here. Let's see if I can get it burned on the camera here. You can't really see because I got my glove in the way. I mean, a little bit of a spark. They got a better way of doing this, but there we go. We get a little bit of a burn. All right, hold on. We're smoking. We got a little bit of red amber. I'm gonna try to blow on this. Alright, so you can see right there, I started a fire, a little bit of a fire right there with a battery. That took a while to do that, but the inmates can actually do this to get it actually burning faster so they could light a joint with it and all that stuff. But yeah, as you can see, it takes a little bit of patience, and they could do it better than I can. Obviously, you know, I wore gloves, so I didn't burn myself, and now I'm not giving myself clout for this or anything like this. This is just a demonstration for educational purposes on how inmates use certain things. Now, normally they'll use something like a wire brush. You can use a bread tie, obviously. And what'll happen is you'll notice a lot of the inmates, like currently, like me, I don't know if it doesn't really show too well, but a lot of them have like burns on their fingers and stuff where they've been holding the metal at, and so their fingers are burned from them. Mine doesn't really show up too well because I don't have too bad of a burn. But anyways, from them holding it onto the battery for a period of time, they get burned from it. But luckily, because they get high, they don't feel the pain from the burn so much on their fingers. So yeah, so they'll use stuff like this is easy to get in the kitchen. Since they get access to bread sometimes, they can get a twist tie from a bread. They can get the wire brush thing, which is more like a ball, and when it unwinds out, it can strip apart some of the metal wires out of it to keep that. and then they just kind of hide those pieces somewhere on their person when they leave the kitchen, or try to stick it back on a food cart, or however it means they're going to get it back to the dorm. They have ways of passing that stuff off, and that's pretty much how that is done. There's probably other ways too, but I know where I am, this is the type of method that they're using. They really need a brand new battery. Works the best. Dead batteries are a little bit more of a struggle from what they've told me, but a brand new battery will get them a couple of lights before it's dead on them. So I don't know whether that's true or not, but like I said, you gotta be careful that you don't get burned when you're doing this stuff. So anyways, I appreciate y'all watching this video. I will say that, just to make sure that I mention this, that if you're a food service worker and you're working in the kitchen, there are other ways that they make a lighter temporarily to smoke with, and that's taking like maybe some type of paper or anything that can burn, and using the gas stove, if you have a gas stove, a flat top, anywhere that there's a flame, that they know there's a flame at, that they can start a wick with, to then carry that small little ember to go light whatever they're going to smoke. And they normally use, ironically, Bible paper that they roll a lot of their stuff up with, because it's the best paper to smoke with, so I've heard, at least where I am, and that's what they use. So anyways, that's it for this episode of Food Service Worker. If y'all have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And I will see you all somewhere in the next episode. Thank you all for watching.